Nigeria did not become a nation overnight. It took dreamers, thinkers, and courageous men who believed this land could be more than tribes and borders. One of those men was Nnamdi Benjamin Azikiwe, the man many call Zik of Africa. Let's talk about him. Who was he? And why does his story still matter today? Nnamdi Azikiwe was born in November 1904 in Zungeru, in northern Nigeria. Because his father worked with the colonial service, young Nnamdi grew up in different parts of the country. Imagine this: a boy speaking Igbo at home, playing with Hausa children outside, and hearing Yoruba in the market. You see where this is going, right? From childhood, he was already tasting the beauty of our diversity. That experience planted a dream in his heart, that Nigeria could be one united country. As he grew older, Nnamdi wanted more. He wanted knowledge, and he wasn't afraid to chase it. So he made a bold decision. He traveled to the United States to further his education. Now listen, life in America wasn't smooth. He worked multiple small jobs, sometimes struggled to survive, but he never stopped learning. He studied political science, journalism, and other social sciences. In America, he met black thinkers who believed Africa deserved dignity and freedom. Their ideas ignited something inside him. When he returned home, he did not pick up a weapon. He picked up a pen. Why? Because he believed ideas were more powerful than bullets. He founded newspapers like the West African Pilot, and through them, he boldly criticized colonial rule. He encouraged Nigerians to believe in themselves, to demand freedom, to stand as one nation. His words were powerful, so powerful that they woke people up. Now picture this. A young man reads Zik's newspaper, and suddenly, he begins to believe that Nigeria can be free. That is the power of a voice. With time, Zik stepped deeper into politics. His influence helped push Nigeria closer to independence. He served as Premier of Eastern Nigeria, later became Nigeria's first Governor General, and then the first President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Think about that journey. From a boy in Zungeru to the first President of a united Nigeria. Incredible, right? But here's what made Zik stand out. He believed Nigeria must remain united. At a time when tribal loyalty was strong, Zik kept saying, "We are one country." He believed every Nigerian, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, and others, deserved equal opportunity. To him, being Nigerian was not about where you were born, but what you believed. He saw unity as the only way Nigeria could truly grow. He wanted a country where everyone felt at home. But let's be honest, his journey wasn't easy. The young nation faced strong regional tension. Different groups wanted different things, and unity was always under threat. Some people said Zik compromised too much. Others wished he had taken stronger positions during crises. But one thing is clear, Zik always chose peace over personal gain. He wasn't seeking fame. He was trying to keep the country together. Fast forward to today, and you can still feel his influence. Our belief in education, our strong media landscape, our federal structure, even our constant call for unity, all reflect his ideas. Universities and institutions across the country bear his name, including Nnamdi Azikiwe University, as a reminder of his dream. So, who was Zik, really? A politician? Yes. But more than that. He was a thinker, a man of words, a man who believed in dialogue more than violence. He believed nations are built by ideas. He believed unity is strength. He believed Nigeria could rise, not by force, but by understanding. His life teaches us a simple truth. Nigeria's strength isn't in our tribes, but in our ability to stand together. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Zik of Africa, left behind a legacy that still guides us today. He dreamed of a Nigeria where everyone belongs, a Nigeria where peace is greater than power, a Nigeria built on unity, education, and hope. His message remains: nations are built by ideas, not tribes. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments, which leader should we cover next?